Hi everyone, welcome to Jim Plays Go number 5. I wanted to start out by talking about shapes of eyes and their shapes. So let's put up a structure here just for a little reminder. We know that a shape that has a single eye is liable to be killed. There are sometimes possibilities where it can break out, like if white hasn't completely surrounded this group. But in this case, no matter what black does, there's no way to save this group. These stones around it are not in danger of getting captured. Even if it were black's turn here, he couldn't break out of this cage. Let's say if we back up a move. If black had a move, he might try to break out by placing a stone here and maybe surrounding this group and capturing these stones. That would be a way of saving it, but it's just too slow in this case. So a group that's surrounded and has only one eye is going to die. And we also know that a group that's surrounded and has two eyes can live. So, but the question is, what happens if there's only one eye, but it has more than one space? So let's look at the simplest example here. Suppose there are two spaces here. Let's see, white just continues playing along here, and black creates a shape with two spaces. And now it's black's turn to move. Can he do anything to save this group? Now notice that if he plays inside, he's going to create a shape with one eye, so that will get killed immediately. His only hope would be to play on the outside and try and capture some stones here. And in this case, it's just a little bit too slow. White can actually place a stone inside. And if he goes around trying to capture this stone, white can place another stone inside and capture that whole group. So white captures first. So this group that's surrounded with two eyes is going to be dead, with two holes, one eye but two holes, or two spaces in the eye, is not going to survive unless there's some weakness on the outside that black can take advantage of, and even if it's black's turn to move. So just to show that again, other things that black could try, of course black can capture that stone, but then this remaining shape only has a single eye, and you can capture that whole group with one move. So a group that has a single eye consisting of two spaces is not alive. That's a dead group in most cases, barring exceptions of being able to capture some stones on the outside. So that's a simple pattern, and it doesn't really matter the orientation or the location of the two eyes. They can be up and down or right to left. You can see the same behavior will exist. So let's go on to the next size. How about if there are three spaces? And three spaces is a pretty interesting border case. Say white extended one more stone, black played here, white surrounds and surrounds. And now if it's black's move, then black can actually create a space with two eyes. So a single space, a single eye that has three spaces can be divided into two eyes with one space apiece. And this is also true if the space is not in a straight line. It's easiest to see if it's in a straight line, but it also is true if you have if it's bent like that. You have three spaces and forming a little triangle. I guess I'll show that a little bit later. But if it's white's turn to move, say black played somewhere else. If it's white's turn to move, white can capture that group and prevent black from forming two eyes and capture that whole group. Now in this case, let me see, we'll have to check the race condition. Let's see, what if black tries to capture on the outside? White can still win the race just by one stone, but it's fast enough to win the race. Okay, so we don't have to worry about special conditions on the outside. If black tries to play on the inside trying to win that stone, then white can capture the whole group like that. So it just doesn't work to try and win that stone. And the last thing is black might try to play somewhere else, and then after white has made one move, then capture those stones, which he can do. But now we've got a single eye with two holes, which we know is not going to live. White goes there, black goes there, white goes back there, and captures the whole group. So three eyes, if we back up to this, or three spaces, an eye shape that has three spaces in it is a borderline case. It's now most of the time it's considered dead because typically black, who's trying to make this group, safe. He's probably just finished playing a stone here to enclose this area, and so it's usually white's turn to move, and white gets to play into the center first. But if for some reason black manages to finish this group off and make a threat that white has to answer elsewhere on the board, then black can come in here and create a safe, living shape there with two eyes. So you just have to keep in mind it can go either way, and it really just depends on whose turn it is to move there. So let's back up. I wanted to talk about that bent 3. So if let's see, try it over here. Black tries to make a space, which is kind of like a stair step here. Let's see. Yeah, it'll be coming over this way. And let's give white a couple more moves to surround it. Now, if it's not surrounded, then there's always possibilities that you can break out. So we're talking about a case where the group is entirely surrounded or can't avoid being surrounded if white is all around it, so it can't escape. So now if it's black's turn to move, if you look at these 3 spaces in the eye, it's a single eye with 3 spaces, but black can divide it into 2 eyes and make a safe group if it's his turn to move. If we back up, if black played somewhere else and it's white's turn to move, white can bust it up by playing in the center. And notice I should have emphasized this before in the previous one. That's the only move that white has to bust it up. If he goes somewhere else, well, the only move on the inside. And if he plays elsewhere, then black can play inside there and make the shape. But if he goes here, then black will just capture that stone and simultaneously create the 2 eyes. And the same for that other space. So this one space in the middle right here is the key space that divides it in 2. And white wants to play there if he can, and otherwise black will play there and try and create 2 eyes. So that's the case of 3 spaces. And let's go on. I want to talk about 4 spaces, an eye with 4 spaces, and that will end this video. Let's see. Suppose we create a space along the side like this. 2, 3, 4. Oops, that was too soon. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then white surrounds. And now this space is unconditionally alive, they like to say, because even if it's white's move, clearly white needs to play in one of these 2 spaces to try and prevent the formation of 2 eyes. But whichever space white plays into, black can play into the other space. So when you have 4 spaces in a row like this, 4 spaces in a line, black can always make 2 eyes, even if it's not his turn. Now white can't play there, it's not legal, and he can't play there, it's not legal. And if he plays elsewhere, black can capture that stone. It's not even necessary to capture that stone, really, because it's just understood that stone has nowhere to go, and black can take it at any time, so it'll get counted as black's property at their prisoner at the end of the game. So black will just leave this as is and go on to play elsewhere. So this is a perfectly safe group. So that's kind of the dividing line. With 2 stones, it was always dead. With 3 stones, there were 3 spaces in the eye. It was dependent upon whose turn it was, whether it was alive or dead. But with 4 in a row, it is unconditionally alive. But you do have to be active. If you allow white to play 2 moves, say you want to do something else first and then come back and try and save this group, you're too late. At this point, there's no way to get rid of those stones except by capturing them. And when you capture them, you will be left with a group that only has 2 spaces. And if you don't capture them, well, first let's show the capturing sequence. Say you go here, white will just win the whole group, so you can't even capture them. And if you don't capture them, if you play elsewhere, then white can just continue to expand. And now if you capture this group, you've got the 3 space condition, but with white's turn to move, and white will place a stone in the center and win that whole group. So we can play the rest of it out. But that's so when you say that it's unconditionally alive, That means that no matter what white does at this point, black can always save the group, but it doesn't mean you can go to sleep on it. You have to actively play here once white starts to invade and form the two eyes. That's your last chance to save the group, and if you give white another move, he will win it. So then the question comes up, and this is the kind of last question I will talk about in this video is, are all the groups with 4 spaces alive? And the answer is no. There's some that are alive and some that are dead. Let's talk about a formation where you have 4 groups, 4 stones in a square. Four spaces in a square shape. Okay, this is a complete group here. Let's finish surrounding it. And now it's black's turn to move. And the question is this group safe or not? Can black play in such a way as to form 2 eyes, or can white play in such a way as to win that group and prevent the formation of 2 eyes? Prevent the formation of 2 eyes and win the group. So why don't you think about it? This is something you can kind of figure out on your own, and it's kind of instructive. So if you want to just pause the video here and try and figure it out on your own, see if you can find the answer to that one. Okay, I am going to give the answer away now. This group is unconditionally dead. There's no way for black to save it, even if it's black's move. Black needs 2 moves to save it. If he goes here and white plays somewhere else, and then he goes here, then he's got a structure with 2 eyes, an eye here and an eye here, and white can't play inside. So that is going to be alive. But it's very rare that black will get the chance to play 2 moves in a row. And as soon as he plays 1 move, then white grabs the, we have this bent 3 here, right? And white grabs the key corner square, and now there's no way for black to form a second eye. And if he captures this, he will end up getting captured himself, which will happen. So this group is unconditionally dead. So that's the extreme case. 4 stones, 4 spaces in a square. 4 spaces in a square are dead, and 4 spaces in a line are alive. And then there's various bent configurations. So a bent 4 is generally alive, and let's show that example, and then we'll show one interesting case where it's not true. So a bent 4 might look something like this. Two, three. Sorry, back up. And it's black's turn to move. In this case, he's got, we can make it white's turn to move, actually, because this is a case where it's living. So suppose black just finished making this shape, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I made it too large. That's got 5. Yeah, let's back up. Sorry about that. Here. So I guess I go here. I was counting wrong. Okay, so let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 spaces there. So it's a single eye right now with 4 spaces. And if white could fill all that in, then white could capture this group. But black can play a move to make this into 2 eyes. And there's 2 points where he could play. He could play either here at E1 or here at F1. And either of those makes 2 eyes. And so that's why this group is unconditionally alive. So for example, if white plays at E1, black will play at F1, and vice versa. So it's just like the straight case in that regard. There's 2 points at which the group can be divided into 2 eyes, and black can play in either one. And so white can't stop black from doing that unless white gets 2 moves in a row for some reason. So this bent 4 shape is unconditionally alive. It doesn't even matter if it's white's turn to move. He can't kill it. But there is one exception, and this is the famous bent 4 in the corner. So I just wanted to mention this because the corner is sometimes a source of exceptions, and it's interesting to find these cases. So let's create a bent 4 in the corner. One, two, three. And now let's see. Suppose it's white's move. What can white do to prevent black from forming two eyes? If black had the move, black could have just gone there and made a group with two eyes, or even there. Either one of those moves look like they are okay for black. But if it's white's turn to move, white can play here on B1. And so that stops black from going to this square to make a shape with two eyes. So he goes here to make a shape with two eyes. And this is exactly where the peculiar nature of the corner comes in. White has a move here, A2, which captures that stone on A1. And you'll see that didn't exist in the case when that group was on the side or in the middle. There were black stones over here connected to that stone on A1, so it wasn't so easily captured. But because this bent 4 is in the corner, that cornerstone can get captured by white. So as long as white remembers to play on this one key square, the B1 square, then in fact white can capture this group. And we can see how it would proceed from here. It's black's turn. Black can capture back. No, that's the problem, right? He can't capture back right away because it's ko. If he could, I think he might be okay. He could go somewhere else. If he goes here, he's just going to get captured. So he goes somewhere else, and now white can fill in here. And white having filled in that ko point, then black has no way of saving this group. He can capture that group, of course, but now white can come here in the corner, and it's typical case of a bent 3 where white got the key square and prevented black from forming two eyes, so that's winning. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say about eye shapes. There's more to be said, and I wanted to give another reference here to a resource called Sensei's Library. It's a really cool wiki, and I will give a pointer to it in the description. And there's just all kinds of information about Go there. It's pretty well organized. You can search for topics like living spaces to find this kind of information. Basic living spaces, I think, is the topic this was in. Or you could search for life and death generally and get a pretty good overview of a lot of different topics related to life and death issues with a group of stones. And, of course, there's many other topics there, too, so it's a great resource. And I'll include a pointer to that. Okay, so let's play a game. Let's see. Let's create a game. Let's do 9 by 9. So I'm going to move up to bigger sizes, but I want to talk about a few other things first. Let's allow down to 17. My current rating is 21Q, so this is plus or minus 4Q from where my rating is right now, and I'll issue that challenge. Okay, we got a game here. Butterball. Butterball has the first move. Okay, let's take a corner. So he's grabbing more space. Let's maybe come forward a little bit. Maybe I should have played in the corner. I don't really know. See what he does. Yeah, he grabbed that corner. So what is my strategy here? I guess I'll try and grab over here. Okay, so he's trying to surround that stone. Let's strengthen it a little bit. And now, let's see, I don't think I can actually capture that group, right? He can come here. I can go this way. I'll also go over here on this side. I don't know if I can save that group at all. Let's see, here. Let's connect. Okay. So this group is, if I ever play here, he will connect there. So I can't really capture that. can try and poke through here, but I can stop it. Can kind of slow down this group here from expanding further. Yeah, he goes there. Let's go this way then. He's not yet threatening this guy. This group is a little more solid than this one. This one over here is probably lost. But this group I can work with and gain some space. And yeah, let's keep gaining space. So let's solidify that connection there so he can't take that stone. Oh, maybe I'm not as safe as I thought I was. See, if I go here, and he surrounds, and I go here, he captures my stone. Oh, that's awful. All right, this guy's pretty good. Let's see, I may have blown it here. Let's see, so I go here, he goes there. Can I go over here instead? Yeah, this is not looking good. Maybe I can capture these stones over here. If I try to go here, he can attack it here. I go here. Okay, so let's go. Maybe I need to try and go after these stones over here. I need to try and save this group of stones. It's pretty big. But if I go there, yeah, he can take it. If I go here, he can connect. If I go here, let's see if I can get away with that. Probably losing here. Well, sometimes that happens. Okay, so he's attacking that stone. Let's save that. Okay, so he's made this group pretty good. If I stop it from expanding, he will connect here, and then this group is dead. If I go here, he can capture it. I don't know, this is all bad. Nothing but bad choices. If I go here, he captures it. If I go here, he goes here, and I go there. And he goes there, I go here, he goes there. So there's some way to kind of sneak up on this stone. If I were here, yeah, no good way to sneak up on it. If I go here, he captures it. He's threatening to take it already. Well, maybe I get a little space here. Maybe that's enough to survive. Okay, so this group is about to be captured. If I go here, I get captured. Let's attack this stone. And save that group. So at least I didn't lose that whole huge group of stones, which I was worried about. These stones are dead. These are probably dead over here. Can I capture this group? Probably not. See, I place a stone here, he connects. I place a stone here, he connects here. So let's go here. But he's just got a lot more space than I do. It appears to me that he does have a lot of space here. Let's keep him. Well, let's see. Can he connect here? If I go here, can he jump in here? I play here. It goes down. I go here. It goes out. I capture it. So it's safe for me to play there. Yeah, he's got good control of that corner too. Yeah, he just did a good job early on of putting me on the defensive, and I never recovered. This stone is dead. This stone is dead. These are alive, but I have only a tiny bit of territory, and he has a lot more space over here, and I'm not really in a position to do anything about it. Let's see. So I can go here. Yeah, he can capture that whole group. Okay, I'm going to resign here. That's just a disaster. Okay, well, sometimes it goes that way. Got to be a little more accurate in your moves, and watch out for those little tricks. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave any comments you have in the section below, and I will see you again soon. Bye.